Good evening, my friends. It is a Sunday night, and you're here for the Good Game Show here on Hangtime. Thanks for joining us. It's so nice of you. You could be doing laundry right now, but no, you're here to answer 12 questions and maybe win some money. I'm your host, John Hudson, and what is today? Well, it's April 15th, which means we're halfway through April. So that gives us our theme for tonight's show, which is halves. We're going to ask you 12 questions about halves and whatnot, and you're going to answer them and maybe win some cash. Sound good? Yeah, it sounds pretty good. All right, let's get it going with question number 1. Here it is. Which singer claims, "Whoa, we're halfway there" in his song "Livin' on a Prayer"? Jerry Seinfeld, Justin Bieber, or Bon Jovi? Which of these singers says, "Whoa, we're halfway there" in his song "Time's Up, Living on a Prayer"? Well, it's not Jerry Seinfeld. If it was, it would sound like, "Whoa, what's the deal with us being halfway there? We're not there, and we're not there, we're halfway there. Does that mean we're there, or are we not there?" That's my terrible Seinfeld impression. No, your answer is John Bon Jovi, who goes, "Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Let's move on to question 2. Whoa, here's question 2. People put half and half in their coffee. Which is not a component of it? Milk, sugar, or cream? Which of these is not in half and half that people put in their coffee? Your time is up. People who don't want their coffee black, who want a little lightness in their life, want to ameliorate the taste of that bitter, bitter coffee, they'll put some half and half in there. And half, of course, is half milk and half cream. Yes, it's quite as decadent as having whole cream in there, but you want a little bit of fun in there, don't you? You're a little naughty coffee drinker, you. All right, let's move on to question 3. This symbol represents which complementary forces? Yin and Yang, Cheech and Chong, or Ant and Dec? What does this symbol represent? 2 complementary forces in the world. Time is up. Darkness and light. We all have both of it. Could be any of these, really. These opposite sides of coins, but no, the answer is Yin and Yang. It's not Cheech and Chong. It's not Ant and Dec. Shout out if you know who Ant and Dec are, like the Geordies, why I man. Alright, let's move on to question 4. That was a little teaser for our British fans out there. And this one is for our sports fans out there. Here's your question. Which of these sports splits its games into halves? Soccer, hockey, or baseball? Which one splits its whole games into halves? Get that answer in. Your time is up. Well, we all know baseball is 9 innings, and now sure, you have half innings in those 9 innings, but that's not what the question was. No, we're talking full game. Hockey does periods, 3 of them to be exact, and soccer does halves. First half and second half. You can't have a third half, then it wouldn't be a half. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on to question number 5, and here it is. In the common idiom, what comes before half a dozen of the other? 6 of one, much of a muchness, or 10 for some? What do you put before half a dozen of the other to complete the idiom? Your time is up. Now this is an idiom, means that it's 50-50, you know? Much of a muchness is kind of a synonym to this idiom. So that's not your answer. The answer is 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. If someone says it's 6 of one, the other person calls it half a dozen. You say tomato, I say tomato. You say potato, I say potato. I say not tomato. I don't like tomatoes. Let's move on to question 6, which of course is going to be a recurring segment we have here on the Good Game Show. For those of you who haven't been here before, those first-time fans, this is a segment. And sing along if you know the words, everybody. It's called the Who This Guy Be? And I need you to let me know who this guy be. Is it Oswald Cobblepot, James Gordon, or Harvey Dent? Who this guy be? You see this guy? Who he be? That's the question. Can you answer it by tapping it? Time's up. Well, I hope you did. Now, This is a Batman question. This guy is from the Batman world, you may have known. He was played by Aaron Eckhart in the Dark Knight movie. Amazing movie. His name is Two-Face, and he is Harvey Dent. Yes, and you know what they say, you either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the answer of a trivia question. That's the quote. Let's move on to question 7. Here it is. The Half-Life video game series is developed by what company? Valve, Activision, or BioWare? Who developed the Half-Life video game series? Your time is up. Well, Half-Life is a game series. They did Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2. People are desperately waiting for Half-Life 3. Will it ever come out? Probably not. But it was made by a company called Valve. Yes, your friends behind the Steam on the internet where you get your computer games and all that. You know, on your MS-DOSes. You guys get it. Let's move on to question 8. Another question about something that is half of something. Who directed the film Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince? Chris Columbus, David Yates, or Alfonso Cuarón? Who directed Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince? One movie with a subtitle. Time's up. It's not 2 movies, it's Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It's not Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It's one thing. You guys get it. But Chris Columbus directed the first few of them right after he finished discovering the Americas, although he didn't really discover it. There were people here first. It was kind of rude of him to come over here and say, I discovered it, and then kill a lot of people. What a bad guy. But no, that Chris Columbus directed Harry Potter movies, and Alfonso Cuarón did Prisoner of Azkaban, and then David Yates did the back end of the Harry Potter saga. That's your answer for question 8. And now let's take a look at the leaderboard right there. It is looking good on a Sunday night, and hey, so are you. If you don't mind me saying, I'm just saying you look good. You look good, all of you down there in the chat. I'm a big fan of your looks. All right, let's move on to question number 9, and here it is. What is the name of this split-in-half island? Santiago, Hispaniola, or Santo Domingo? This island that is split in twain, although not exactly, but mostly in twain. What is the name of the island? Your time is, well, 2 nations in this island. One is called Haiti, one is called the Dominican Republic, or DR, for those of you who like acronyms. But what is the name of the whole island that encompasses these 2 wonderful countries? It is called Hispaniola. That's the name of the island, and that's your answer for question 9. So let's move on to question 10 and keep it moving here on a Sunday night. Here's question 10. At which Super Bowl halftime show did the famous left shark incident occur? XLIX, XXXVIII, or LI? Not going to read you the numbers, going to make it harder for you here in question 10. Which one is it? Time is up. That was a tough one, huh? I could have read the numbers for you, and then you would have known which one was the most recent or the least recent. But no, I wanted to make it tricky, because it's question 10. Well, LI is Super Bowl 51, or as I call it, Super Bowl Long Island. Go Islanders. I know they're not in the Super Bowl, but I'm a big Islander guy. It's not your answer, even though it's a fun thing to talk about. It's not Super Bowl 38 either, which is Super Bowl XXXVIII. That was the one with the famous wardrobe malfunction incident. Yikes. But that means your answer is Super Bowl 49, or Super Bowl XLIX, as I call it. That's the one where Katy Perry was dancing at 2 sharks, and the shark on the left was bad at being a dancing shark. Look it up online if you don't remember. All right, let's move on to question 11, and then we'll take a look at the leaderboard. Here it is. Who is not in the 1998 Dave Chappelle cult classic Half Baked? Jim Breuer, Jon Stewart, or Cheech Marin? Jim Breuer, Jon Stewart, or Cheech Marin? Time is up. I got confused with that Jim Breuer pronunciation because there's a German soccer player called Manuel Neuer, and it's spelled the same way. So maybe back in Germany, Jim Brewer's name was really Jim Breuer, but he goes by Brewer. Names are crazy, but he was in Half Baked, so was Jon Stewart, but it was Tommy Chong who was in Half Baked. not Cheech Marin, the other half of Cheech and Chong. Remember that from question 2? That's called a throwback, baby. Question 3 it was actually. Let's take a look at the leaderboard, see if Cheech or Chong are on there. They're not on there. They're too busy doing the bad stuff, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to get into it. Not at least for another 5 days, you know what I'm saying? Alright, that's the leaderboard. We got one more last question for you, and I'm going to give it to you in just a second. But first, we got to roll a clip, baby. Let's roll that clip. Oh, look at these fun 70s lads. Oh, a clown. Okay. What's the name of this stuck-in-the-middle band? Wild Cherry, Steeler's Wheel, or Steely Dan? What's the name of this band that you just saw on the video and are still seeing to this day? What's the name of it? Tap the answer. Time is up. There's your time for question 12, and that brings our Sunday night show to a close. I've been your host, John Hudson, and I'll see you later. GG, everyone. The answer? Answer. They need... Okay, fine, alright. What's the answer to that question? Well, they do a song that goes, stuck in the middle, clown to the left, joker to the right. The name of that band, though, is a weird name. They're called Steeler's Wheel. That's your answer for question 12. They're stuck in the middle, and you're stuck on the final leaderboard. Yeah, baseball. Metaphorically, don't actually do it unless you're going to be out. Yeah, there's that roof. Get an extra couple feet in there. High ceilings, cathedral ceilings, are really in right now. Congratulations if you're on the leaderboard. Use some of that cash to renovate your new digs. Alrighty. And hey, have a great week ahead. I'll be back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. as I am every single day, forever. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And hopefully soon, I get out of here, out of this here prison. So hopefully this week, this is the week I'm planning to get out. I hope the verdict comes back positive. And if you want to help my cause, please tweet out #FreeHudson. Every little bit helps. There are John Hudson who are in poor conditions here in prison, and only you can help with a donation of $9.99 a day to my PayPal account. Please help me, because toilet water is not cheap. You know what I'm saying? All right, folks. GG, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Stool in the shed. She was looking kind